The event, or right after the event, we were rescuing lots of people using lots of different resources. And they would leave people on the interstates to go complete the rescue missions and get other folk. And for the most part, individuals were left on those interstates for several days with little water, little food. We started to get a sense from people at the convention center and on those interstates that they were getting tired of just sitting. So they wanted to walk across the Crescent City Connection, which is the Mississippi River Bridge, to meet the buses that were supposedly coming.
So we started walking up the highway, and we passed all these people and got up towards the bridge. And when we weren't, when we were in shouting distance of the bridge, all of a sudden there was a line of, guns across the bridge. We yelled back at them that they told us we could walk out of town, and they said, turn around. So we're like, okay, men with guns, we turn around now. So
it's interesting how things kind of broke down because the president of Jefferson Parish, we got parishes here instead of counties, declared Jefferson Parish Jeffersonia, and blatantly said on the radio that they were not going to allow anybody from Orleans Parish to cross the parish line to get out. They were going to put armed police there, and they were going to turn you back at gunpoint.
Just was Jefferson Parish police lined up with shotguns, would not let us cross that bridge, made us go back. A guy told me that Harry Lee said that that wasn't his police officer. If that wasn't his police officer, I'd like to know who it was.
People were walking. There were elderly people walking. There were people who were injured. There were people who had driven through, who had been carjacked on the way, just seeking refuge, who could not get through and who were told by their own government that they were not allowed in.
The convention center was completely accessible the whole time. You come over the bridge, and it's right there. It's like the Manhattan Bridge in New York. It's as if people were at Metro Tech in Brooklyn, and people were in Manhattan saying, can't we just cross the bridge and help those people? And they said, no, you can't, while people were going out. Then when the people took the initiative themselves to walk out, they were met by, these redneck cops in Gretna saying, turn back.
I can give you that take on the Gretna Bridge thing. It wasn't an isolated incident. I'm going to tell you that during that storm, the national media reported rampant rumors that have now turned out not to be true. And man, they were flying all over the place and nobody could verify them. One of the rumors was there was a hostage crisis at Children's Hospital. That wasn't true. One of the rumors was that there was a jailbreak, right? And that all the guns, from all the gun stores had been looted, right? So people were terrified. African Americans and whites were terrified, on the street. So in my estimation, that Gretna thing was a way overreaction to rampant rumors that were being pushed in the mainstream media.
They were calling the people who were trying to cross in, they were calling them thugs. And in today's language, we know that when people are referred to as thugs and looters, that they were clearly talking about the African-American citizens of New Orleans who were trying to escape. It was a race thing. I don't know how anyone could see it as anything but that.
Well, I thought that I lived in America until shortly after Katrina, and the Crescent City Connection was blocked off from people being able to walk freely on United States soil. Very disheartening, unacceptable. I hope that the lawsuit is successful for all of those involved. There's no question that the officials there were wrong, absolutely wrong, and they need to be reprimanded accordingly. It was unjust, it was inhumane, and unacceptable.